So it's painfully obvious to many of us, but the state of the world right now isn't that great. The US is seemingly on the trajectory towards fascism, and you have a whole group of people who are completely ignoring that because they think they're on the winning side, even though there really aren't any winners when it comes to fascism. Then you have the Israel-Palestine conflict, which is absolutely horrible. Then you have India-Pakistan, which is a new development, and of course Russia and Ukraine. There's a lot of chaos in the world right now, and things aren't looking so great for people who have high empathy and are seeing all this happening. And with all that, I wanted to make a video to give you some hope if you fall into that category of seeing all this chaos and not feeling great about it. I know a lot of people are probably even feeling a bit depressed seeing this because we feel powerless. Like, what the heck can we do as a single individual to change the world heading in this direction of conflict and chaos? And yeah, so my goal with this video is to show you that even with all this chaos happening, there's still a lot of good in the world. Even with these evil people who are trying to oppress humanity being in there and even basically kill others for their own personal benefit, there is still a lot of good. I mean, the first thing to realize is that if most people in the world weren't good, the state of the world would be even more chaotic. It would be absolutely horrible, right? Like, we would be having people hurting each other on a daily basis, and I mean way more than it's currently happening. I understand this happens a lot now as it stands, but there'd be way more of it. Like, so much more of it, to the point where all of us would probably see it on a daily basis. But as it stands, there are going to be many of us who don't see conflict on a day-to-day basis. Some of us won't even see it on a yearly basis. That means things are pretty good in general for most of us. That's something we can take solace in. But truly, the most important thing that I like to think about is how crazy it is that we even exist, and the inspiration we can draw from that fact alone. Like, think about this. For those of you who followed me for a while, I'm probably a broken record with this if you watch enough of my videos, because I talk about this a lot. But seriously, think about how crazy it is that we're even here. Imagine for a moment if there was nothing in the universe whatsoever, nothing existed at all. What would that look like to you? Most of us are probably going to think of like darkness, but even darkness is something that can only exist in the absence of light, so it implies the existence of something, that something being light. If there is no light, what the heck would we be left with? What would the world look like, the universe, if there was nothing in it? We can't even fathom that. It's so outside the realm of human thought that we literally can't even fathom what that would be like. We don't truly know. And the interesting thing is, we don't have to know, because there is something in the universe. Trillions upon trillions of planets and stars and black holes and all this fascinating stuff that we've only recently started to even delve into. It's all fairly new for humanity for the most part, at least our knowledge of many of these crazy things that exist in the universe. And among all that craziness, there's one planet we call Earth where we happen to live. Imagine that. How the heck is that possible? How are we even here? How do any of us exist? Why are humans a thing? Like, really think about it. Humans are kind of weird when you truly try to wrap your head around it. Why are we built the way that we are? Why do we have our hands like this? Muscles? Why do our heads look this way? Why do we have two legs? Like, we're weird creatures when you compare us to many of the other things on planet Earth. It's just fascinating that we're here. It truly is. Like, think about that. Think about how crazy it is that you exist. Like, look at your hand. That's you. How are you here? How are you even conscious of the fact that you're here? How can you even fathom the existence that you're experiencing? We'd like to think that many of the animals on this planet can't truly think about the fact that they exist. We like to say that they don't have critical thinking skills, so they literally can't do anything besides just exist and survive on a day-to-day basis. Or so we think for the most part, and it seems the evidence points in this direction for the vast majority of animals on this planet. But then there's us. Somehow we're special. Somehow we're able to actually think about how crazy it is that we're here. That in and of itself is insane as well. How is that possible? Why is it that we're special in this regard? There's just so many crazy things that have allowed all of us to be here. And my whole point with bringing all this up is that we take this for granted. We don't think about this enough. And I get that you don't want to think about this all the time to the point that you're not able to be a functional member of society, because, we all have bills to pay and whatnot. We have to survive. That is important. But beyond that, we should never take our existence for granted, because it is freaking special that we're here. So even with all this chaos that's happening in the world, even though it seems like it's heading in this dark direction, it's still special that we're here to experience it all. I know that may sound a bit crazy because nobody really wants to experience darkness like that, and hopefully we can avoid it. Hopefully. I'm hoping the collective humanity will come together and realize that we're going down a really stupid path just to benefit all these oligarchs and incredibly rich and powerful people. Meanwhile, the vast majority of humans out there suffer for it. It makes no sense that we would all suffer just to benefit these tiny amounts of people in the world who are trying to use us like pawns in their own little fun game. But enough of that, basically. My whole point is that it's special that we're here. And to be honest, I'd rather exist and be in these weird times than not exist at all. Because at least when I'm here, I get to think, I get to create love with other people, I get to experience the beauty of the planet. And there's so much immense beauty out there. And I get to learn new things, I get to see what other people are passionate about, I get to watch guitar aficionados play the instrument, and it's almost like their soul is speaking through their fingers into the guitar itself, and I get to experience incredible video games that people have created to entertain us and give us a momentary respite from all the chaos and stress in the world that we experience. I get to experience the fun and wonder of working out and watching as this frail human body I have becomes slightly stronger over time. And it's so fun to do because it allows me to do more with my human body. I can rock climb and I can run and I can lift heavy things and put them back down and help people. And there's just so many things that are fun to experience as a human being. And we forget all that. We take it all for granted because for most of us, we go to bed, we wake up the next day, and there's no problem. And that repeats for hundreds, if not thousands of days over time. And we start to take it for granted. We start to think that every time we sleep, we're going to wake up the next morning. But there will come a time where that won't be the case. Or there'll come a time where we end up in some tragic accident and maybe our experience has ended a bit prematurely. So don't take that for granted. I understand, believe me, I'm highly empathetic. I understand that the world is in a not so great state. And this is one of the ways that I kind of deal with that fact so I don't allow myself to fall into depression. I try to remind myself it's freaking special that I'm here. And there's so many things I want to do, and I don't want to allow these evil people to get in the way of that. Even though they're creating all this chaos and there are things we can do about it, and hopefully humanity will do things about it, in the meantime, please try to enjoy your experience here. Don't just focus on all the evil and bad in the world. That's probably another thing these evil people want us to do. They want us to waste our lives. It's special that we're here. Don't allow them to win. I often think about this just wonderful quote from J.R.R. Tolkien in The Fellowship of the Ring, where Frodo is basically telling Gandalf that he wishes the ring never came to him, that he never had to carry that burden. And Gandalf just looks at Frodo and essentially says, "So do all who live to see such times." But that is not up to them to decide. All we can do is decide what to do with the time that is given to us. So essentially what that means is none of us choose when we're born in the world, and we don't choose the conflict that we're born into in the world, like all the chaos currently happening. That's not up to us to decide because we don't decide when we're born. But we do have a lot of autonomy in choosing what we do with our time being here. And you can choose to let these evil people inhabit all of your thoughts throughout every single day and thinking about all the disempowerment you feel and feeling helpless about doing anything with all of it, or about all of it, should I say. Or you can choose to create meaning for yourself, to create art, to read books, to play video games, or even make your own, to work out and see what your human body is physically capable of. Go out there and find love and create beautiful connections with other people, or just get lost in nature, get lost in the beauty of the world. There's so many things we can do, discover so many passions, do so many new activities that we couldn't even dream of, or we could just waste away in depression and do nothing because, the world is in a not so great state. Again, I'm not trying to say that we should ignore the state of the world. What I'm saying is make sure you make the most of your time here, despite the chaos that's out there. Please do not allow these evil people to win by allowing them to inhabit your daily life and make you feel depressed and hopeless. Realize that there's so much you can go out there and do. And I understand if you don't have a lot of money, it does limit the amount of things you can do. But hey, with that problem, you have a lot of autonomy. You can figure out ways to make more money, or find free things that you can do. Not everything costs money. Get lost in nature. That's usually free. It only costs gas money. that again, there are ways you can get there. You can find ride shares, you can create friends who love getting lost in nature and tag along with them. There's so many ways you can enjoy life without using money. So just figure out the things that you enjoy that you can do, that you can manage with your current situation, the things that you can basically afford, and do more of them. Like, just find ways to enjoy your time being here. That's the most important thing. Like, this is what many of us mess up because we get so bogged down in our day-to-day lives and the stress and anxiety that they create, and we just end up in these places where it's almost like we're in a walking fetal position all the time, at least mentally, right? Like, not physically, but people will walk around just feeling helpless and like shut off from everything, disconnected and isolated, and that's not good. So try to come back to that realization of how special it is that you're here. What actually used to help me a lot when I was younger, when I was a child, is I would like stare at my hands and be like, how the heck do I exist? And just that thought alone was so interesting. Like, I can't even describe the feeling it would make me feel, but all I know is that I felt alive. Every single time I would think that, I felt so alive. And I would be doing this like 7 or 8 years old, just like with the mirror in front of me, like looking down at my hand and looking up at my face and being like, how am I here? Like, how does any of this exist? And oh man, it was a great place to be. And I try to do that as much as I can, because how can you not enjoy life when you're realizing how special it is that you're even here in the first place? Everything could be complete chaos, and you could be that person who looks crazy in the crowd, just being like, I exist. This is cool. Even though you're watching all this chaos happening before you, you're like, hey, I'm here. I get to see all this. Like, whoa, this is interesting. I know it sounds crazy, but we can at least find that silver lining by just enjoying the fact that we're here and that we get to basically have this free run of being a human being and make the most of it. Do whatever we want to do with it. Don't let other people stop you from living your best life, even those evil people. I know they're trying their darndest right now to suppress us all and oppress us all, but what can we do about that? Focus on the ways in which you have power, and you have power to choose what you find meaning in. So go out there and experience life, and along the way, keep reminding yourself of just how special it is that you're here. Do not let evil win. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys in this video. I truly hope it was helpful. I mean, I wanted to make this video because it's the kind of thing that I wish other people were doing for me. Like, I wish I had a mentor, somebody who could be there for me in my life and would talk to me in this way. So I figure if I make a video like that, hopefully it'll help other people, because yeah, us people are highly empathic. It's all too easy for us to just kind of lose faith and hope in humanity. But then we'd be forgetting how special it is that we're even here, and that everything exists, and that we have this opportunity to basically create a blank slate and do whatever we want to do. Treat it almost like a video game. You can do anything you want for the most part, as long as you're not harming yourself or other people. You're on the right track, and do what you wish to do. Just experience as much things as possible. But yeah, truly hope you enjoyed this video. And if so, feel free to leave a like on it for the algorithm. That helps me out immensely. Subscribe if you enjoy content like this. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Arrivederci!